your political maniacs. And in this political maniac, you know them well. Yes,
you
indeed,
may have heard
America, of them. You do. It's called the White House.
Yep.
The White House has made a new enemy, Nordstrom department store. Due to a slump in sale, the luxury retailer has decided to discontinue its stake in the Ivanka Trump clothing and shoe line. Welp, it didn't take long for Donald Trump to weigh in on Twitter and his loyal lapdog Kellyanne Conway to use the White House to get Ivanka some shine. In a Fox and Friends interview late this week, Kellyanne Conway said the following: "Go buy Ivanka stuff is what I would tell you." She went on to say, "I'm going to give a free commercial here. Go buy it today." Conway drew criticism on Thursday morning after promoting the first daughter's clothing and accessory line, which Nordstrom says they will carry no more. And now, two top lawmakers on the House Oversight Committee are joining forces to request the Office of Government Ethics to review the White House counselor Kellyanne Conway's prompt that Americans should buy Ivanka Trump's merchandise. A spokesperson for the Oversight Committee's top Democrat, Elijah Cummings, who we love here on the Fowler Show, his wife's been on a couple of times, confirmed Thursday that Cummings and Chairman Jason Chaffetz will jointly send a letter requesting an ethics review of Miss Conway.
Boom. Okay, so there is just so much to unpack here, and so much that's annoying. Okay, let's start with Donald Trump's original tweet and his argument. Okay, so he was making the argument that Nordstrom is dropping Ivanka's line because of political reasons. So, and he was making the argument that they were attacking him and punishing his daughter. Now,
that's just not true.
Let's just remember, Ivanka, people like to make it seem like Ivanka Trump is a saint in all this. Let's remember, her husband currently is a White House staffer.
Jared Kushner.
She stumped for Donald Trump. She is in this to win it, folks. To say that she is like the victim in all of this is just silly, right? That's the bottom line.
I tend to agree with that. I think not only is it silly to say that she's a victim here, the truth of the matter is this. Nordstrom's, I've worked in a retail store. Folks who don't know, they used to work at Macy's. I talk about it all the time. And one thing I know about retail stores is that there are cons, everything at your every time, I wish I had a barcode here, but every time the people stand, like what they call it the SKU, or the SKU, right? The barcode, that is how things are determined. The barcode is linked to a particular item, like Ivanka's shoes. And every time you scan it, the data's collected. And then Nordstrom at the end of the quarter says, okay, we sold this many this many that, this many this. Remember, the Nordstrom store is only so big.
Right.
And what Nordstrom is saying is that since for the past 2 quarters, the sales of Ivanka Trump products has gone to the toilet, gone to the poo-poo.
Right, and I think there's a perfect explanation for that.
Because people don't like her daddy. That might be fine, but the reason why it's in the poo-poo is because the consumer taste has a distaste.
This is capitalism, right?
For Donald Trump's products. And if he wants to make America great again, then he would know, and he's a businessman, he understands basic economics.
Yeah.
No matter what the reason, the demand for Ivanka shoes and clothing is in the toilet. And that's why Nordstrom's, TJ Maxx, Marshall's, Macy's have all decided to no longer carry her product. You can't blame the companies. Why would you? It's like me saying, it's like you, the YouTube audience, saying, Richard, we don't like Rich Webster being on the show. And because I like Rich Webster, I'm going to keep him on the show, even though you, the market, the consumer says, we hate the product.
I am the product.
He is the product.
So I think you're totally right, Richard. I like that argument. And I want to go on to say, and I think this is really interesting. So I know women personally who have purchased Ivanka Trump's products. So I've actually, on Facebook, and my girlfriend have seen the Ivanka Trump products and purchased them. So
your girlfriend has an Ivanka Trump product in her closet?
In the past.
No, she got rid of it?
Yes. So that's the point.
Why'd
there
she
was
get rid of
another... For this reason exactly. There was another very progressive woman, who I won't name, but she's very progressive and well noted, who said, I have 4 Ivanka Trump dresses in my closet, and I had to throw them out after what Donald Trump has been doing. The bottom line is, prior to this election, the Ivanka Trump line was really good clothes. Like the vast consensus of women I've talked to, they said like, that was a good line, and it was something I would definitely consider buying. Now, we're in a situation where, let's look at where Ivanka Trump's clothes are generally sold. Nordstrom. Who's shopping at Nordstrom, Richard?
Rich white people.
Rich white people, right? Who are Donald Trump's base?
Poor white people.
Exactly.
I feel like I'm on a game show.
It's a game show. Here's the point. People that are upset about Donald Trump know that they can use their purchasing power to make a statement. And the people who are shopping for a $1,000 bag, I mean, not all of her stuff is that expensive, but like she advertised...
She's like $200 shoes.
She's got jewelry that's $10,000 in this line. The bottom line is she's got expensive stuff, and
people say they want to spend their money elsewhere.
Exactly.
And you can't, and I think it's very, and the reason why I'm very happy to see Jason Chaffetz and Elijah Cummings and bipartisanly people smack the hand of Kellyanne Conway for what she did this past Thursday is because it's wrong. It's like basically using government property to promote a brand that, and this is the larger problem with this never-ending conflict of interest of the Donald Trump brand. Case in point, so the Japanese Prime Minister is going to visit with Mr. Trump, and he's doing it at Mar-a-Lago, Trump's resort. So where is the money? When the Japanese government spends money to bring him over here and they put him up in Mar-a-Lago.
Goes right into Donald Trump's pocket.
Goes right into Donald Trump's pocket. Another example, the Defense Department, they're getting ready to lease space in Trump Tower because that's where Donald Trump lives. And so it's convenient to spend. Now, don't get me wrong, and I'm going to be very clear about this because they did the same thing for President Obama. They have, like, the Defense Department rented some space a little ways away, like a couple blocks away from Obama's house in Chicago. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is that
Obama didn't own that property.
Obama didn't own the property. So right now, the Secret Service pays Donald Trump money.
Yep.
Because they've rented space in Trump Tower, right? Now the Defense Department will owe Donald Trump money because they're going to rent space in Trump Tower. Any foreign leader that visits Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago will owe Donald Trump money.
And let's be clear who's actually paying Donald Trump. It's us.
The taxpayers. So he wants to protect taxpayers, but he's basically mooching money
He's
off
figured
of
out
us.
a way to access a pool of money from which he previously had no access.
Exactly. And that's why I find this so crazy. And then the argument that the White House has is, oh, well, Ivanka's divested from her company. But she's getting money from the profits. She doesn't. He's correct. Now I will give Ivanka credit. She's gone farther than her father has in divestment.
Sure, but not far enough.
I'm sorry. This is a huge conflict of interest, and it's only going to benefit one guy and one family, the Trump
And when
family.
you have a White House spokesperson saying verbatim, "This is a commercial
for Donald Trump's products."
It's a huge problem. Anyway, we're coming up on the break.
We'll be back.
It's so disturbing. We can talk about this all day long, and it's just going to keep happening. And you know what Donald Trump's going to keep doing?
He's going to keep making money.